Now, let us solve a question based on the ALU architecture. Now, this question was given in 2005. This question was given in 2005, okay, for 2 marks. And this is a linked answer question. On the same data, we were given 2 questions. So let us see and have a look at this question. Now, consider the following data path of a CPU. This is the CPU and this is ALU. Okay. The ALU design has been given, in which there is a memory address register, there is a memory data register. There is an instruction register. You know what is an instruction register? Stores the current instruction of the CPU that is getting executed right now. Program counter. Program counter stores the address part of the next instruction. GPRS, meaning there are general purpose registers. There could be any number of general purpose registers depending on the design and the need. There is a ALU. Of course, you know that the ALU is provided with 2 local registers. One is as shown in the figure, S, and one more is T. Okay. Now, just look at the question. The ALU, the bus, and all the registers in the data path are of identical size. Okay. Meaning, just write it here. Registers and the bus system and the ALU also. Okay. All are of same size. All are of same size. Okay. Meaning, if it is the architecture is 16 digit, the register set is of 16 digit, bus system is of 16 digit, and ALU is also of 16 digit as given in the question. So, there is no difference in this. There are no dissimilarities in this. All are identical in size. Okay. All operation, including incrementing, it is not incrementing, this is incrementing the PC and the GPRS are to be carried out in the ALU. Okay. So he's talking about incrementing of the PC. Okay. PC will be incremented. PC is equal to PC plus 1. You know that, right? Because when every instruction is getting executed, the program counter will get incremented to the address part of the next instruction. The moment the current instruction is fetched, program counter will be incremented to the address part of the next instruction. So here it is given that incrementing of the PC should also be done in ALU. Okay, fine, good. 2 clock cycles are needed for the memory read operation. The first one for loading the address into MAR, and the next one for loading the data from memory bus into the MDR. That is, for one memory operation, he's saying that a memory operation one memory read will take 2 clock cycles. 2 clock cycles. You know that whenever we access main memory, first of all, address should be loaded into the address register. Then the data from the main memory, let us say this is main memory, will be fetched and the data will get transferred to memory data register. First, in order to access a specific location in the main memory, address must be transferred to the address register, which will take 1 clock cycle. And after locating this address in the main memory, the data under that specific location will get transferred to the data register. Okay, so for these two will take 2 clock cycles. Memory read is equal to 2 clock cycles. One is loading the address register with the address, and the second one is transferring the data from that address to data register. Okay, so it requires 2 clock cycles. One memory operation, that is memory read, requires 2 clock cycles. Okay, and Now let us look at the question. This is the question, the first question rather. The instruction add R0, comma R1 has a register transfer interpretation R0 equal to R0 plus R1. Okay, so here I'll write it clearly. Add R0, comma R1 means that R0 equal to R0 plus R1. Both will get added, finally will get transferred to R0. The question is, the minimum number of clock cycles needed for the execution cycle of this program. For executing this program, rather, instruction, it's not a program, instruction. For executing this instruction, how many clock cycles are actually required? This is the question. You know that there are some things we'll recollect regarding the ALU. Okay, the first thing that is needed to be recollected is the very important thing, that is the first point, the first important point before solving the question we need to recollect is ALU takes only half a clock cycle. Clock cycle to perform any operation. That is, either you add, either you subtract, this ALU will take a maximum of half a clock cycle. Just half a clock cycle is needed to perform any operation, regardless of what kind of an operation it is. Okay, this just requires half a clock cycle. Okay, for simple operations such as addition and subtraction and or not, those operations. For those operations, ALU just requires only half a clock cycle. Okay, and the second thing is half a clock cycle is required to transfer output of the ALU to destination register. Okay, so if you can have a look at these 2 points, you can understand that when you try to perform any operation, the operation requires half a clock cycle for execution, after which ALU will have an output. Finally, the output of the ALU should be transferred to a destination register. So that is, the remaining half a clock cycle will be used to transfer the value back to the destination register. So all it requires by the ALU is 1 clock cycle. 1 clock cycle is more than enough for the ALU to perform the operation and transfer it back to the destination register or destination register. Okay, now keeping these points in mind, let us try to solve how many clock cycles are actually required. Let us try to find it out. How many clock cycles are actually required to execute this instruction? Add R0, comma R1. Okay, look at this ALU. See, ALU requires half a clock cycle, right? But the thing is, there are 2 local registers of the ALU, right? What need to be done? R0 is equal to R0 plus R1, right? Rather, R1 is equal to R0 plus R0. R0 is equal to R0 plus R1 as given in the question. Now first, we need to transfer R0 to S and then R1 to T. That is, the operands that are needed to be added should be sent to the local registers of the ALU. Those are S and T. Okay, so which requires 2 clock cycles. That is, first clock cycle R0 to S, which requires 1 clock cycle. Second clock cycle R1 to T. Okay, so R0 is loaded in S, R1 is loaded in T. This is the only delay from the architecture side to perform an operation. But ALU will not take any time. The moment the S and T are loaded with the data elements, immediately within a half a clock cycle, the ALU is going to perform the operation, and the rest of the half a clock cycle is required to transfer the contents back to the destination register. Okay, that is the third clock cycle will require, okay, for addition, comma, transferring the contents to result to R0. Okay, so total number of clock cycles that are required to execute this instruction is 3. So first clock cycle R1 to S, R0 to T, and within one clock cycle ALU will perform the addition and transfer it back to the R0, that is destination register. The total number of clock cycles to execute this instruction is 3. So option 2 is the correct answer.